What is up, YouTube, and welcome back, Sidearm Nation. We are back here again with more Jackson King and the Kentucky Wildcats. So without further ado, make sure to go ahead and drop a like on the video, subscribe for more Sidearm Gaming content. We got the Georgia Bulldogs here in today's episode. A huge matchup. Bulldogs only 5-5, but definitely a superior team here. Definitely with the talent and the skill set. So taking a look here at some of the team information before we get into the big time matchup here. Georgia, tough schedule so far. Also lost to the same Vandy team that we lost to last week. So that Vandy team is no joke. Obviously, our overtime there. Jamie Newman, Zamir White, your league leader, your team leaders there. But without further ado, let's get into some action. We are here in Athens, Georgia at Sanford Stadium with the Wildcats taking on the Bulldogs here. Red versus blue, cat versus dog here. It's going to be a prime time matchup here under the lights here in the Deep South on a Saturday night. Georgia electing to defend there, and Kentucky will receive the opening kick, and it is off here in this NCC conference game. Look at that beautiful sunset there. Lynn Bowden Jr., who was back deep to return, takes a knee. Jackson King, the freshman phenom, out here starting tonight's game under center in I formation, fullback behind him, trying to quiet down this Georgia crowd here as he hands it off to Asim Rose. He breaks out to the right side, bulldozes a man, and picks up 7. It's going to be a hard-fought game tonight. The Georgia defense is definitely no joke, and Jamie Newman leading the offense here in this world does not sit out the season. But Jackson King showing off his pocket awareness and movement, finding Lynn Bowden there, who has to be brought down by 3 Georgia defenders there on the reception of 12 yards that time. Starting the game off strong here. Kentucky, a couple of first downs already, getting towards the Georgia side of the field. Rose this time up the middle, bulldozes a man as well, and picks up 8 more yards there. This Kentucky Wildcat offense has played pretty well this season. You can't really complain. And they put this team in a chance here to take the SEC East as King on the keeper there cuts up the field there and picks up 10 yards on the rush. But this Kentucky Wildcat team in a position to compete. This defense has been fantastic this year, honestly, and the offense has done just enough to keep him in it as King has his man Bowden Jr. over the middle there once again. We'll see if Lynn Bowden sticks around here. I don't know that he will. He'll probably declare. I believe he is a junior on this roster here, but nonetheless, Jackson King is using his weapon while he still has him. This time dropping back to pass, looking right, has all kinds of time. Finds Rodriguez Jr. there out of the backfield. Haven't heard his name at all this season. Christopher Rodriguez Jr., the 3rd string running back behind Kavosi Smoke and Asim Rose there, getting the reception there on the play. So the young man stepping into his role and picking up a really solid gain there for the offense. Asim Rose there tries to cut it outside. Jackson King's frustrated. He knows if he would have just plunged his head up the field, it would have been 6. But here we go, 2nd and goal. King looking right, rolling right. Nobody goes to him, and that is a 3-yard rushing touchdown for the true freshman QB, showing off his leg ability as well as his arm ability that he's shown off all year long. A true dual threat under center here for this Wildcat offense. In the all whites tonight. Pretty good uniform choice there for the Wildcats. But the defense, right there again, getting the job done. 7-0, hands the ball back to the offense. Asim Rose there loses 2. Trying to bounce it outside once again, but you're not going to outrun this Georgia defense. Just pure speed everywhere tonight for them. 2nd and 12 here, dropping back to pass. King's floating one. Finds Daly Jr., who comes down with it. Had 2 linebackers and a safety to try to fit that ball through, and King makes a beautiful little touch pass there. Starting the day off, 4 for 4 with 70 yards passing there. Shotgun here, read option once again. King takes it, runs through a man, and gets popped there by Monty Rice, it looks like, for 15 yards for him tonight. Let's take another look. Sheds a man, and then just gets blown up there by the linebacker coming downhill. Hashtag thumbnail. Here we go now, though. 2nd and 8 after that play. I formation handoff to Rose there, who cuts it upfield for 3 more yards, leading to a 3rd and 6. But that will do it for the first quarter. Kentucky up 7-0 on this Georgia Bulldog team. We will see how they react going into the second quarter. Coming out here, second quarter, offense is driving almost in Georgia territory once again. 5 minutes on the clock here, and the offense is moving. Daly Jr. this time on the right side, an 8-yard pickup, and that is a first down for the redshirt freshman. If Lynn Bowden Jr. is gone after this year, Alan Daly Jr. will certainly step up and be one of the options for the number one man in this wide receiver room for the Wildcat team here. 2nd and 7 now. Trips right, King dropping back. Has a couple men over the right side. Finds Josh Ali, another upperclassman in this room, for a 15-yard reception. So definitely going to be interesting to see the turnover for this team. Asim Rose, running back 1, will certainly be gone as he is a senior. This time it's a pass over to Bowden Jr. on the screen, who runs through a man and almost picks up the first down on the play. Beautiful little pass out there with some actual good blocking on a screen play. You don't really see that often, but here we go. 2nd and inches, and Jackson King there, sacked for a loss of 10. He had 2 men there on the slants, trying to wait for one of them to clear out, and they run into each other, and neither of them end up clearing out there. So 3rd and 10, running the halfback screen. A lot of screens here from the offensive coordinator. Rose shoves a man out of the way, but it will not be enough. 4th and 3 with the field goal there. So 10-0, defense does their job again. 8 for 8 starting off today for Jackson King. That one will count as a completion, but it will also count as a loss of 2 there on another screen from the offensive coordinator. 2nd and 12, empty set. Jackson King may be able to air this one out here with the defense spread open. Tries to float one over Monty Rice again. Not working the second time there, as that is his first incompletion of the game with 2.5 minutes left here in the second quarter. 3rd and 12 now, shotgun formation. King looking deep, has Rose short. He's going to turn it upfield, and he's going to fight for the first down there. Great play by Rose. Turn upfield, stick his hand into the shoulder pads of the opposing player there, and to drive upfield and pick up the first down. A really nice play there by number 7. Shotgun formation here now after that first down play. Lynn Bowden Jr. is the man over there on the right side. He's taken down by Eric Stokes, who many of you may know as the rookie cornerback for the Packers there. So, a lot of NFL guys playing in red tonight. Seeing Rose there on the run up the middle for a short gain there. Shotgun formation now. Kentucky starting to use their timeouts here with about 2 minutes left in the half. King dropping back to pass, has a man, decides to check it down to Daly Jr. there, who gets up the field and picks up the first down. Wasn't exactly his first read on the play, but it ended up being a positive play there for the offense. Now, later here, King rolling right, tries to throw one up deep, underthrows his man. Wilson comes over, gets the interception on the play. Will that come back to haunt this Kentucky team, leaving points on the board as they were driving deep into Georgia territory there? But the first interception on the game there for King, who's not thrown many interceptions this season, the true freshman, has been decent with the ball here. This time he's rolling out right, finds Lynn Bowden Jr. there on the slant, working its way across the field here. So Georgia did go down, put up points after that interception. So points off of turnovers, hurting this Wildcat team here now. King forcing it down to Rose, who gets away from his man, turns upfield and picks up a beautiful gain, and then he fumbles the football. Another turnover for this offense. That's 2 drives in a row, giving the ball back to Georgia with 34 seconds left in their territory. They put up points again before halftime, 14-10 now. With 2 seconds left, the Wildcats are just going to hand it off here. But after being up 10-0 and driving to put more points on the board, Georgia's winning at halftime. An absolutely tragic turn of events here for the Wildcats. And Georgia will get the ball out of halftime, and they put up another touchdown. And how quickly this game has flipped. And that's why, to beat a team like Georgia, you have to play mistake-free football. So here we are now, first play of the first drive for Kentucky in the second half, and King fumbles the ball, gets popped, and Asim Rose is injured on the play. Georgia would go down to kick a field goal and go up 14 points on the day. But but that is 3 straight offensive drives ending in a turnover for the Wildcats in a span of a minute or two in game time. So that just crazy there. What has happened here in this game. But now there is work to do for this team, for this offense, and for this defense to execute their jobs and to get back in this football game. So Kentucky has the ball now. A minute and a half left here in the third quarter. Jackson King looking, scrambling, has a couple men there working their way downfield, ends up just running out of bounds. Probably should have threw that one away. 2nd and 14 now. Kavosi Smoke in the game. Seam Rose there. We did see the injury, and he's going nowhere on that play. 3rd and 16 coming up for this offense. Shotgun formation. Again, Kavosi Smoke there, the freshman on the field, and Justin Rigg is open over the middle, and King finds him for a first down there on 3rd and 16. That was a pretty big play there to keep the momentum going in a positive direction here for the Wildcats. As they're trying to drive down the field, King on the keeper once again, tries to cut it outside, jukes a man, and picks up 4 yards there. But now he is hurt on the play, and he is going to have to come off the field. Jackson King there. Terry Wilson has to come in. The offense stalls. Georgia throws an interception deep in their own territory. So King able to come back on the field now for a 2nd and 9 play out of shotgun formation. Finds Kavosi Smoke over the middle, who gets it into the end zone for a touchdown. The freshman running back's first touchdown on the game. But a crazy turn of events here once again, as King got injured, was able to come back in the game after the defense forces an interception deep in Georgia territory to put the offense in great position to set up this game. But now Georgia, they got the ball back and they did score, so it is still a 2-possession deficit here for the Wildcats. As King there fighting his way through the contact, as he's not showing any signs of slowness from that injury. He seems healthy and better than ever, and he is fighting tooth and nail to keep this Wildcat team in the game here. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. King scrambling left, has a man there open, but he decides to keep it himself and get out of bounds, saving the clock there with 1 minute and 50 seconds left remaining in the game. Kentucky, still needing 2 scores, are going to have to keep this possession quick here, as King has a man open deep down the field. He lets it fly, and he finds his man. That's Bryce Oliver out of the slot, running up the seam, and it is a touchdown. A huge strike for the Wildcat offense. A beautiful throw by King in the face of pressure. You see he gets smoked right there by number 93 in the pocket. Barely gets that pass off, and he put it in a beautiful spot there where Oliver could just run right underneath it. Wasn't underthrown by any means. He kept it in stride, and King is hyped there as the defense does their job. Georgia goes 3 and out after that long score by Kentucky. So Kentucky now 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining, 1 timeout on the clock, and they have a long field to go. But that's a first down there. Bryce Oliver again over the middle. The clock running now, less than a minute to go. Shotgun formation for King. Looking left for Josh Ali there, and that one clinks off his hands. 2nd and 10, still only 1 timeout for this Kentucky offense. So they're going to have to try to really piece it down the field here. King rolling right, has a man deep there, decides not to take the shot, instead runs out of bounds, preserving that clock once again. Perhaps thinking of that earlier interception he threw early in the game there, not wanting to risk it. This time though, 3rd and 8, they run the screen play on 3rd and 8. Ball thrown behind the sticks. Kavosi Smoke, the young running back, does not get out of bounds. 4th down and 5, and the clock is still running. Perhaps the head coach should have called the timeout there, but it didn't happen. This time Smoke over on the right side, shoves a man off of him. He does pick up the first down, but once again, the freshman running back does not get out of bounds. Kentucky forced to use their final timeout here. 1st and 10, they're in Georgia territory. King back to pass. He's rolling right. He has a couple men downfield, and he gets caught up by the ankles there. The offense has to run hurry up. Last play of the game. Get back on the line. 1 second left. King stepping up in the formation. Has a man deep. Throws it up to Josh Ali, who does not come down with it. And that will be the ball game there. And a very sad end to a game that the Wildcats could have easily came out of here with the win. Taking a look at some of the stats here, Jackson King, 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception, 84% completion percentage, pretty good there on the day. Running backs were nowhere tonight with the running game. That was expected. The 2 rushing fumbles there not helping, as those 3 turnovers in a row definitely did hurt. Kavosi Smoke, though, came in admirably and was able to help there through the air. On defense there, TJ Carter, the one that was able to pick up the interception, and Quentin Bohanna there with a sack. But overall, a very sad loss there for the Wildcats in a game that they had and they were in. But next week it does not get any easier. We have number 16, 8-3 Tennessee, who is coming into town looking to finish off their season strong and get into a great bowl game here the rest of the way. And so, taking a look here at some of just the team leaders there, we will be without Rose for an extended period of time there, as he did pick up that injury. So a lot of Kavosi Smoke here moving forward. We'll see if Rose is able to come back in time. But the young running back ready to step up in Rose's place there. Taking a look at some of the skill upgrades, nothing coming through here. You see the max throw power now for Jackson King. Pretty good skill set, I would say. But we will take a look at the season standings here. Jackson King, they're 22nd in the nation in passing there, and he hasn't even started every single game this year. Nonetheless, let's take a look at the conference standings. Kentucky, 2nd place behind Florida, and Florida has locked up the division there. With their only games remaining are non-SEC opponent Florida State, and so they will not lose enough games. Even if they played them all, they have that game up on us. And so it will be Florida representing the SEC East in the SEC Championship this year. So unfortunately, Jackson King stepping up here as a freshman, not able to get the team into the championship, but they can still finish out this season strong with a winning record and get into a great bowl game here for the Wildcats. Taking a look here at some of the accolades, you can see some of them there, the multiple things that King has accomplished throughout the season so far. But if you are enjoying the series, please be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe for more. We're trying to get one of these out every single week to keep the Jackson King saga going. So we definitely appreciate that. Comment down below if you've been loving it so far, what you want to see next. And as always here at Sidearm Gaming, we hope you have a great rest of your day.